Third parties have intervened in conflicts throughout history. Let's try to understand what drove these interventions. Imagine a battlefield, or more generally, a conflict, in which two parties, an attacker and a defender, clash over the control of a territory. Both parties are uncertain about their strength and gather information through the outcome of the conflict. A third party is also interested in the outcome of the conflict. If the attacker wins, the belief about the attacker concerning its strength will go up. This will boost its aggressiveness and could potentially destabilize the entire region. This is bad for the third party. The third party will then try to affect the outcome of the conflict. To do so, it has two tools: sanctions against the attacker and military aid in favor of the defender. But how will the third party use these two tools? The answer to this question isn't simply more sanctions always help or more military aid is always better. To understand why, recall that the third party worries about the attacker's aggressiveness. If the third party provides military aid, the likelihood that the attacker loses the conflict increases. A defeat in the conflict dampens the attacker's aggressiveness, which sounds like good news. But here comes the twist. What would happen if the attacker wins the conflict despite all the support that the defender received? In this case, the attacker would perceive the victory as a very strong signal about its strength, and this will make its aggressiveness skyrocket. This would be terrible for the third party. When deciding on the level of military aid, the third party must then account for the effect that this aid has not only on the outcome of the conflict, but also on what the attacker learns from the battlefield. Our research shows that the optimal intervention of the third party in the conflict is non-monotonic in the attacker's strength. This means that as the attacker's strength increases, the third party sometimes engages in the conflict more aggressively, while in other circumstances it appeases with the attacker. Our research also shows that the defender's level of patriotism and resolve plays a very important role. Indeed, a defender that shows a high commitment to fight will force the third party to intervene in the conflict more aggressively, and this will help the defender preserve its independence. To sum up, our research highlights the delicate trade-off that a third party faces between providing help to the defender in the short run and making sure that the attacker doesn't pose a threat in the long run. This trade-off is very important to understand past conflict, but also present and future ones. Thank you.